Welcome to CMOs Without Borders. I'm Joel Crampton. I help financial advisors, RIAs, and wealth managers replace scattered marketing with strategic systems that boost AUM and production volume.
I'm Mandy MacPhee. I am a fractional chief marketing officer and work with founders who are doing too much and need someone to turn their scattered marketing into a system that actually drives results. Hey
You
ho,
want to kick it
hi.
off?
Am I kicking up? Well, I was just going to say, hey ho, hi Joel.
Yeah.
We can never arrange who kicks off, who doesn't, whatever.
That's usually if I invite the guest on, then I'll introduce them. And if you invite the guest on, you introduce them. But since this is just the two of us, it's just whoever jumps in first, and then we leave it up to the production editor to decide what they chop off in the beginning.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But today is a special occasion, isn't it, Joel? Like, happy anniversary,
I
CMOs
know.
Without Borders.
1 year. We have had 20, this is our 24th episode, I think. And something like 90% of podcasts don't get past 20. So I think we're in good company. I routinely get emails. I don't know how true they are, but we're one of the top CMO podcasts in the United States and in Canada. And so
We make the top 10 out of 10, Joel.
maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
It's kind of my goal to have a podcast that stands out in the financial advisor world, which is heavily saturated with financial advisors having their own podcasts, but also service providers that are
Yeah.
trying to offer up information that we do
Yeah.
in podcasts as well. So,
Yeah.
but I think ours is the only fractional CMO podcast that touches the financial advisor world, because I listen to all my kind of competitor, marketing agencies out there, or coaches,
Yes.
and I don't feel like anybody's delivering the viewpoints that we do.
I don't think so either. I think we know what our niche is. We know we're very specialized in financial services, so we can talk agnostic about it,
Mhm.
right? Ad nauseum, or not agnostic, ad nauseum about it.
Yeah, I mean, same way. Yeah, I'm agnostic when it comes to service providers that the
Yeah.
firms that we help are using. I was just on a call earlier today, and we had a potential. We were trying to decide between three different vendors, and one of the vendors was on there. We were asking for some ancillary services, and the vendor was like, "Well, I don't want to bring up this service because they do kind of marketing. I don't want to step on your toes, Joel." And I go, I'm already working with client, you're not gonna step on my toes, and I'm
Yeah.
agnostic. If that's the best
So true.
solution for the client, then I'm gonna recommend it.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's what being a CMO is all about, right?
Mm.
Is being agnostic to providers and selecting the best provider for the business itself. That's what it means to be inside. But hey, we've been doing this for a year. I didn't think I would have this much fun. When we started, I thought,
Mhm.
oh my God, a podcast, really? I have to talk. But lo and behold, I can talk more than I thought I could.
Yeah, we never have scripts. I think when we first started the podcast, we're like, "Oh, these are the different, this is how we're gonna talk." We started reading off the scripts, and now it's maybe we'll put together some bullet points in advance in case the conversation has a little bit of a lull and can fall back on that. But some of my best episodes, I think, the ones I enjoy the most are the ones that you and I are just on together,
Yeah.
and we have kind of a topic, but we just start riffing on marketing things. So
Yeah.
we just kind of nerd out. So no offense to the guests that we've had on in the past year, but I like my friend Mandy.
Yeah, I like my friend Joel. And who knew, right? I think I met you once and you said the first time we met and we had a conversation, you said, I'm looking for a partner to do a podcast, and said, hey, I can do a podcast with
Mhm.
you. And here we are a year later, right? Not knowing whether we would be in sync or not,
Mhm.
just trying this out. And I love it. I love it, Joel.
Yeah, and it's given me, and I'm sure you too, a lot of experience as we are working with clients to set up their own podcast. We've walked the walk and certainly talked the talk.
Yeah.
And, I've got several clients right now that want to set up their own podcasts or write their own books or whatever. And, if you don't have that hands-on experience, it's hard for you to recommend how to
That's
actually get
right.
that thing launched off the ground. And that's what these firms are having us do, is they don't want to do any work themselves. I mean, they'll certainly come on and be the podcast, host, but all the setup and operations and promotion and all the other things, like that's all on our plates, and
Yeah.
that's ultimately the service that we provide. Is we take off that marketing burden from our clients, and we make sure that it gets done, whether we do it ourselves or we outsource it, like we were saying, to third parties, whoever does the best job for the client, whether it's us or someone else. But ultimately, the clients don't care; they just want the job to get done.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. So, Joel, tell me what your favorite episodes were.
Other than ours, I'm trying to think. The one that I feel like resonates most with the clients that I'm working with, and like the topics. We talk a lot about AI. Uh,
Mhm.
I think the ones that where we talk about trust really resonate with audiences, especially in financial services world. That really resonates. But from a probably a tactic standpoint, I really like the one we had with Will Severance from Share Your Story, the
Share
book
your
publishing
story.
company. Yeah, I
Yeah,
thought that was, because you and I both wrote books, we understood kind of that process. But I just have clients that are in the process of writing books, and I think it's a timeless tradition writing books.
it
It's been
is.
around since people have learned how to write, and it's going to continue on. I think, you know, forever, because
Yeah,
that's just, the written word is so powerful.
yeah.
And even with PDFs, like people still love, having, hard copies of your book and flipping through it, whether that they read it or not. But I think just the book writing process was fun. Getting like everyone has a story to tell, multiple stories. So I think that was my favorite episode. What about yours?
Yeah, I loved all of the AI episodes. I love talking about AI.
Mhm.
JL Verbrumen was a highlight because we had a really good conversation on the advancements of AI, especially agentic AI. We had a really good conversation about that with him. With Heather Gerdes, Gerdes, I can't
Curtis, yeah, from Promote.
Curtis,
Yeah.
yeah, from
Mhm.
ProMode, where she's doing a lot of content AI and
Mhm.
managing multitude of content and content writing on ProMode. So I just love that. And like you, the trust episodes where we talk about trust, because trust is everything in the business that we're in financial services. You break trust once and it's gone for a long time and really hard to earn back. So all of the trust episodes as well. But my absolute favorite, like you, Joel, is chatting with you one on one.
Mhm.
Love that.
Mhm. Me
Yeah.
too. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we try to do a guest each month, and then just the two of us episode each month. I feel like that's a good balance, and because when you're on a podcast and you've got multiple voices, it's a little difficult to get your voice out there. You've got two hosts, it's great, the conversation keeps going, but then one voice gets maybe a majority. And so I think this is a good balance to keep it
Yeah.
just you and me every once in a while, and a guest come on with some outside stories. But are there any other topics that you think we should start touching on the next year
That's a
other
good
than
question.
AI? Yeah,
That's a great
other than
question.
yeah,
I
what
think
are we missing? We would
yeah.
love to get comments. I mean, we don't have a huge following, but if anybody does listen out there, we would certainly appreciate. And I get pitches from people like, "Hey, you should have this person on," and
Yeah.
no one has been a really good fit. But yeah, I would love to get suggestions from people on who they think we should interview.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to hear from our audience
Mhm.
and from our network on what they want to hear from us. That's gonna be the next LinkedIn post as we say happy anniversary to everybody,
Mhm.
Joel. But what have you learned from doing podcasting?
I think with anything, it's just consistency. You schedule something and you record and you get it posted. And I mean, it's a whole process. So you get scheduled, you follow your systemized process, and you just get it published. And then you just
Yeah,
do it the next time, the next time. And I think just anything in marketing, you just have to be consistent to ingrain it in yourself so that you get into a rhythm, you get comfortable behind the camera, behind the mic, and just just consistently posting that helps with the algorithms to pick up that kind of content. It helps you internally, helps your team. So I think it's just another example of consistency pays off.
Yeah, I think so too. I think what I've learned too is, when we started podcasting, I thought it was all about the podcast and getting the listenership for the podcast itself. But what I've learned is the listenership isn't as important as making sure you have consistent, regular content out
Hmm.
in market on your LinkedIn feed, on your Facebook feed, wherever you're promoting your company or yourself.
Hmm.
A podcast gives you a really, really easy way to get content out the door regularly. Video content,
Hmm.
listening content, written content. It all helps with that. So, one of the things that I would say to people starting a podcast, don't expect to be the number one podcast for your category. Expect to get content on a regular basis that you can promote your business with, which is to me more important than the I'm number one
Hmm.
podcast
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
label. Yeah.
yeah, it's a good goal to have, to be the best at something, but there are so many podcasts out there. There's so many firms out there that have had podcasts for many, many years, and so they have certainly a jump start. The good news is that a lot of podcasts, like we said in the beginning, fail after 10 episodes or 20 episodes.
Mhm.
No one has that consistency; they just drop off. So I think that's a good thing to remember is that just get started. You maybe set yourself up for a commitment of maybe it's a year, like we did, or
Yes.
maybe it's 24 episodes, or maybe it's 12 episodes, or just like have a goal in mind, commit to that, and just know that editing can make you sound really good. So
Yes.
we can sit here and we can stumble over words and,
How
dogs
many
can bark and
How
yeah.
many ums and ahs do you think we've taken out of our script over the last year, Joel?
Well, we use Riverside for our recording, editing, hosting, and it has an automatic AI tool that strips out all the ums and ahs and pauses. And so we always hit that button. So that cuts down on the episode length quite a bit. Or you can pause it. So, or not pause, but mute. You can mute the ums and
That's
ahs.
right.
And
And
so no, it's been
you
a,
know, I think
you know, and maybe the podcast has helped me become a better speaker because I do hear myself back on these episodes and critique myself and say, maybe you should just slow down. Like you see, if you start feeling yourself really talk fast, like just pause and like take a breath and have time to collect your thoughts. So I think that, yeah, it's just like anything. If you can record yourself giving a presentation or like a sales call or whatever it might be,
yes.
um, yeah, I think it's just a way for self improvement.
It's definitely helped me in my speaking and presentation. Those idiosyncrasies that I often have in my speech, I do say a lot of,
Hmm. Hmm.
and I think where I am more aware of the way I speak and how I come across now.
Yeah, I've caught myself on the recording saying a lot of like and you knows. There's times where I've been so tired that I stumble over my words or whatever. I'm like, oh, we're just gonna cut that out. Or yeah, it's great because we'll have a guest on and we'll keep talking. And they're like, oh, hey, all right. So is there anything else that we want to cover? We're gonna cut all this out and editing, but like, just know that this isn't live. Like, you're not doing a live feed
Yes.
on wherever. Like, you can say whatever you want, and just kind of cut it out.
Yeah. We've cut out big, huge chunks, haven't we?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. There was one of our guests went on a kind of a political rant, and after the fact, I was like, oh, listen to the recording, like editing. I was like,
Ah,
I'm gonna go ahead and chop out those last 5 minutes because
yeah.
it was an interesting conversation, but maybe didn't really pertain to our
Yeah.
audience.
Another guest just all of a sudden disappeared off screen for a while and went to answer his door or something like that.
Hmm.
I can't remember what happened exactly, Joel, but they just disappeared all of a sudden. Joel and I like, what's going
There we go.
on?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. I've had a lot of fun with you on this
Hmm.
podcast.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah, there's been times where I forgot to plug in my mic. And yeah, certainly the things like the dog barks when Amazon drops something off or no, it's all kind of fun moments.
It's great.
So, yeah.
Just as we were talking, my dad was FaceTiming me,
Oh, yeah.
Joel. Hopefully
Yeah.
nobody heard the ringer going off
Yeah,
there.
I didn't. Yeah, this
Okay, good.
technology is good about cutting those kind of outside noises out. But,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
well, cool. Well, we wanted to do a short little episode to memorialize our 1 year anniversary of the podcast, and I think we said, what was it, 20? This is our 24th episode, so we're pretty close to that 2 a month cadence, and so we're gonna try to keep that momentum
Yeah.
and look for more fun content from us in
Yeah.
the future.
That's right. Thank you to our listeners. Thank you to everybody who's supported us for the last year.
Mhm.
We've really loved chatting about marketing, about being a CMO and in financial services and fintech. And we look forward to sharing another year with you.
Yay!
Yay.
Applause! I still haven't found an applause button. It's got to be around here somewhere.
Gosh.
All right. See you for later.
Thanks, everyone.